welcome back to Dukascopy TV. I'm Monica Gibson. Nick Cook and Valerie Issumo join me in the studio right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the studio. Now we're going to be talking about the relation between water, most notably recycled water, and security. Nick, if we come to you first of all. Now unfortunately, 2014 has really been a tale of geopolitical tension, conflict, unrest. It's usual, it's normal, it's very covered to, talk about the economical, the physical dangers that this unrest causes. But what about the impact on water? What can you tell us about this?
Well, as you say, it's a sad fact that water conflicts are going to become much more prevalent in the decades ahead. The pressures, of course, are here for us all to see. Climate change is a reality, whatever is causing it. And the pressure on the water system is becoming great. We are beginning to see outlets of this pressure in conflicts such as those in Iraq and Syria that are ongoing. Those tend to be characterized as terrorist-backed political unrest and upheaval. But in actual fact, if you delve a little deeper, you see that there is a substrate of concerns about water underpinning them. And I think it's probably safe to say, and again, sad to say, that if the last 2 to 3 decades were about conflicts based on oil, I think unless initiatives are undertaken now and quickly and seriously by the world community, we're going to see increasing conflicts based on water scarcity.
Indeed. Now you mentioned initiatives and different type of projects. Valerie, if we come over to you, what can be done to offset these sort of situations? How should these problems be tackled?
Like Nick was saying, the conflicts today are based on lack of infrastructure, on lack of investments for water, which is a paradox, because if you invest, for example, in wastewater is a resource for energy, for polymers, for clean water, for a lot of different things, like, for example, fertilizer. So if you invest in wastewater, it releases pressure on the oil, on the other resources. The investment that have been done up to now in water are not only insufficient, but they were not well done. It's big investments like dams, and if, for example, there is an attack on a dam, you see cities that can be under floods. So it's terribly dangerous. And what we want to do is much more to give a value on wastewater that everybody has, and to commoditize it in the sense that we need to scale up the wastewater infrastructure today. It's a little bit like the green revolution, but a blue revolution that solve the problem simultaneously for the social issues, for the economic issues, and also for the conflict issues.
A blue revolution, I do like that. That's a good buzzword. We have work recently has highlighted so-called rupture areas. Nick, if we come back to you, primarily perhaps North America could be a huge area of concern, and further that these dangers, these risks are so high, so concerning, that they might be actually considered black swans by 2016, 2018. Could you tell us a little bit more about this from your experience, please?
Well, one tends to think of water-based scarcity, particularly at a citywide level, in terms of the developing world. But in actual fact, it is prevalent and highly dangerous, and therefore a cause of potential great instability in North America. Take a city like Los Angeles, for example. Los Angeles had a severe drought in 1977, and it is predicted that without adequate measures being undertaken and implemented to relieve Los Angeles' water-based situation, it will continue to have severe droughts every 6 to 8 years. So how can a leading metropolitan area of the developed world be experiencing these problems? Well, for the same reason that cities all over the world are experiencing them. A combination of climate change, of population migration to cities, of not doing enough, as Valerie is talking about, to utilize the water resources that are already there before you go to new technologies like desalination, which are out there. But desalination is a highly important and will be a highly important technology. But before we get there, we've got to start treating the water that we have.
Indeed, the wasted water, the stuff that can be, is right in front of us, that can be reused. Now, Valerie, so with that in mind, what are we looking forward to happen next? What is where your work going to hopefully take us?
There are positive things, like the ISO, the International Standard Organization, is building a standard for treated wastewater for irrigation, because irrigation is necessary not only for soft commodities like sugar or cotton. It's the main ingredients for having healthy people and healthy communities. So yes, there are many good things. The thing is that we need to have one common instrument that is agreed with all the communities and with all the countries, and that is that can be done quite quickly. If we look at the catalysts are here in Switzerland. It's the banks, the trading communities, the investors. It's not that difficult to say, I want to have a secure investment in real estate, in commodities, in different things, via the fact that I make sure that at least around my investment there will be wastewater collected, treated, and then redistributed. If we look at Israel, 87% of the wastewater is reused. 87% of the water is from wastewater. Spain is 25%. Singapore is buying the wastewater from Malaysia. So it's not difficult. What we need to do is to organize a model behind it and to make sure that nobody is left behind.
Indeed. Well, it's something, it affects everyone. It's something we could talk for hours about. But Nick, Valerie, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your insights with us today. It's been a pleasure. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, well, that's all from Nick, Valerie and myself for the moment, but make sure you keep clicking back to Dukascopy TV for many more exclusive interviews. Goodbye for now.